Hello, all my crafty people out there. I am not doing my usual video, but I wanted to show you this. If you haven't been here before, I do have much more intricate and full videos of how-tos on sewing. But I had a little issue. I wanted to wrap up a nice bottle of something sparkly and fun for a friend, and I didn't have the proper wrapping. I didn't want to put it in a gift bag. I wanted to do something a little more me. So, if you haven't already figured out yet, this is a shirt sleeve. And I even left the buttons on it. Didn't even care about that. It just looks super cute. And I just tied a bow on it. Now, of course, I had to make the bag. And this is an average bottle, so it's not super wide, but you could make one wide. It would just depend on the shirt sleeve that you were using and the bottle, of course. Like I said, this is a standard bottle of wine. So it's about 12 inches long from the top to the bottom. And we need to account for a little bit of space here to square off the bottom the way we're going to. So let me get the sleeve we're going to be using. Put that over there for later, gifted or not. And this is a black sleeve. I had some black sleeves left out of a blouse. I'll pop up which blouse it was on the monitor there. And it's not a terribly wide sleeve, but this would accommodate like maybe not a Magnum, but a wider, like more champagne-like bottle. So, but I need something a little more narrow for my other bottle of wine. So I'm going to go with, actually I'm going to measure it from the cuff. That's the straight part. So at my cuff, I want to measure down about 16 inches. Okay? So we're going to cut it off at 16 inches because our bottle is 12 inches long. But we need some room to square off the bottom and make sure we have plenty of, width there. So I'm going with 16 inches here, and I'm just cutting across. Now, the bottle I have is narrow. So I'm going to narrow this down, and I'm going to turn it inside out before I even mark anything like that. So I'm going to turn it inside out, like this. Boop. So we have our sleeve inside out here. And I'm just leaving it buttoned now. Doesn't need to be unbuttoned yet. And we're just going to fold it on the seam line there, the underarm seam line. And I want it to be a little bit more narrow. So I'm going to mark, let's see, try to get that as straight as possible. So I'm going to mark off this right here. This is a guesstimate. You can make it as narrow or as wide as you want, okay? And I am just marking that right there. I'm kind of straightening it up at the same time. So it's going to be a little, I guess, wonky, but when it's on the bottle and somebody's opening the bottle, I don't think they're going to care. So I'm going to pin this just so it doesn't move. And we're going to take it over the good old serger. Now, like I said in previous videos, you do not have to have a serger. You can use a sewing machine, sew down that, and be good. It doesn't matter. I just like the serger. It's faster, and I have one. If I didn't have one, I'd be over at the sewing machine. Same thing. Now, the other thing we need to do is we need to kind of square the bottom off. So what I've been doing to do that is I'm just taking my ruler and putting a square here. Now I'm doing 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And that gives me what I need for the bottom to be squared up. This does not have to be absolutely 100% perfect, but that's what it looks like. So what we're going to do first is I'm actually going to serge down these sides and then cut the squares out. And the reason I'm going to do that is it just makes it easier to put in a straight line there. And while it's already seamed. So let's go to the serger, go down this line, cut out our square, serge across the bottom, and make our angle for our bottom to be squared off. I swear it's going to make sense. It's just like making a tote. Okay, again, I'm going to sew these straight lines down first, and then we'll worry about cutting out our little squared off bottom. Just makes it a little simpler. You could do this out of any sleeve you wanted, obviously. And then we'll do the other side. And we take our scissors and we're just going to cut. These aren't my really good scissors. We're just going to cut our little squares. Nope, these aren't my good scissors at all. Woo, these are terrible. One square and there we go. So we took our little squares out. So what we need to do is serge across the bottom of the bag. Done. And then what you do is you take it and pull it like this, and that makes these squares turn into little flat pieces like that. Hope you can see that. So you see both the serge pieces there. That's the bottom of the serge and the side. We're just going to serge across the end of that. And again, we're going to pull that out. Boop. Make those serge lines match, or the seam lines match. And go across that one too. Go up the serge in there so it'll get caught. Turned it a little there. And now let's go back to the table, turn it inside out, and see what we got. Okay, got my bottle of wine ready over here. This is our bag. We're going to turn it right side out. There we go. And I don't really have to unbutton it, but I probably will at this point. I'm just going to unbutton it just to make it easier. All right, let's take our bottle of wine, put it in here. There we go, like that. That's how it fits. And if you have a bigger bottle of wine, obviously you can make it shorter, longer, however much sleeve you've got to work with. And I'm going to get a ribbon to tie on this. Now, if you're anybody or anything like me, I have got tons of ribbon left over from bows that I've made that, you know, like this one is just enough, I think, probably to make a cool bow. Although bows are not my strong point. I'm just going to wrap it around here with the cuff all poofed up. Now, y'all don't judge my bows. I know everybody out there's got a better bow than me. All right. But, essentially, you get the idea on how to make a cool wine bag out of some leftover sleeves, which, by the way, I have a ton of. And then all you need to do is pop the collar over, and it makes it look really cute. So, quick tutorial, making a wine bottle out of a shirt sleeve. Hope y'all liked it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you on a full video this week.